Welcome to game night tonight for another game unboxing of this game, Moorland, or Moorland. I don't know. This is a game that my wife picked up at one of our favorite stores that just like has random games that come into their store that they sell for half off just because of a slightly dented corner, that kind of thing. So it was really, really nice. She picked this up. It looked interesting. And so I'm like, what? Let's just give it a shot. Why not? Why not? So as we bust into it, we've got, of course, our rule book here. It doesn't seem it's for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up. All right, so looks like we've got everything, obviously the components, the setup of the game, how it's gonna go. Ooh, we've got different animals, you got different tokens. It looks like, yeah, we've got like frog tokens and things that are gonna be coming out in this game. Interesting. So obviously concept of the game, object of the game, how you're gonna win, what you're gonna be trying to do, all the different scenarios. But ultimately, you know, just like any other rule book, you're just going to have to read it to figure it all out. It does look like we have the end of game scoring right there. Nice. And then a little global nature fund. They're going to advocate for, obviously, wildlife and everything, global conservation and everything. So that's kind of cool. And there's different QR codes that you can use to do those things. That's kind of fun. And then there's obviously setup variants that you can use to make the game even more exciting and interesting. But it looks like it's a, what, 12? Oh, nope, it's if you count the last page here, 15 pages for your rule book. So kind of a read, but not too bad. Honestly, it's not as bad as other games that I have seen. So here we go. We got a bunch of loose cards here. So let's pull. Wow, they're all loose. Dang, haven't seen that. Usually stuff is pretty well contained, but I got these different. So it looks like these are the space token cards or whatever. Maybe we'll get into that in just a sec. So like, let's set that aside for right now. Oh, it looks like they just slid out of here. Yep, sure enough. Got missing stuff here. So, ooh, I will say probably not the best setup as far as that goes. I mean, they try to contain all the cards in there, in between these harder, thick cardboard slots. They tried to stick the cards in between to hold them in place. Yeah, didn't work out. I know that they might be obviously environmentally conscientious, but they could have used some paper or whatever to hold those things together instead of some plastic or anything. Regardless, we've got different, looks like different boards or board configurations here. So it has like different things on them. They're coinciding with different letters, but then on the flip side, you've got, it looks like the same. Okay, so the difference here, you're going to look for a solid black letter, and then you've got white letters. So based on like what game you might be playing or what variant, you're going to be using different sides, and they have different things on them. So two of the orange ones here, we've got a bunch of the blue, but again, on either side, you're going to have A, B, C in dark, and then A, B, C in white. And then when you flip it over either way, it's going to be the white lettering or the black lettering. So there you have it for those couple. You got a couple more here. It looks like there's so H-I-G-H-I, and then we got J-K-L. Okay, so I'm guessing everybody's playing off the same cards, or I'm not sure just yet. But A, B, C, D, E, F, and then it has the flip side. So all these look pretty similar. Like the only difference I'm seeing is like how this looks. So there's like a straight road versus a 4-way stop there. Then you got corners here, right? You got corners, another 4-way stop, and then both double-sided, and it has different things like a T, the T cross section. But then you got the different colors. So maybe based on the boards, what we're seeing, we saw 4 of those, we saw 4 of those. 2 of the orange. My guess is there's 2. Yeah, so 2 more orange. So these are the player boards based on like the lettering, and everybody's gonna be working off the same boards, but within their own space, it looks like. So there's 4 for each of the colorations, since it is a 2 to 4 player game. But you have A through L, it looks like. A through L and double-sided. So there's different variations on that. Makes it a little bit more fun in that regard. I have all these cards that just kind of fell out. Oh man, it's a mess. It's a mess, and we're gonna have to go through all these and see what we can find. But first, let's see if we can get all of the cards together, because here we go. All right, and then you got your score sheet, of course, player name, and then all the points that you're gonna be gathering based on what you're gonna be doing. Again, read the rule book and you'll be able to figure all that out. All right, we got even more cards right here. Nice, okay. Before we get into all the small cards, let's do some of these big cards because these are still thick. Thick cards, looks like these are the player kind of cards. Overview, yep. So got round overview here, what's going to be happening, how you're going to be getting scored, points wise and everything, and negative points. That way you know exactly what you're doing, but you're going to be doing a reveal phase, an action phase, and then a cleanup phase for each one. And then on the back side, it's just blank. But this is for each player. You have a player identification mat, basically, so everybody knows exactly what they're doing at all times. So there's no confusion and nobody can say that they didn't know what was happening, which is the most important thing. All right, and it looks like so that was the general card. Yeah, so it's going to be the four-way stop with the little circle. These are just going to be different cards that are going to come up. You're going to have beetles, you're going to have leaves, different types of leaves, snakes, birds, all these different things. Ooh, little oh my gosh, what are those even called? The water skippers or something like that. I don't even remember. Got some frogs with leaves and no leaves, and then frogs with purple leaves and no purple leaves, and then sprouting butterflies, and whole variation of different things. And then it looks like these are a different type of card. Yep, they are indeed. So I'll just go through these ones first, and then we'll toss these to the side for right now. That's interesting. So those are different as well. All right. So water skipper four-way. So it looks like it's almost like rivers, roads, and railways. If you've ever played that game, or like it has different paths that you're going to be going on, and based on that, you're going to have the different things that are going to be connected and things you can collect ultimately. But you're going to have to build your own path and make sure that it all works, and that you have the most, I guess, victory point friendly path so that you can get all the points that you need to beat out your other opponents. But tons of different paths, different variations on those. Leaves, you're actually going to lose leaves. So again, you're going to have to read the rule book on how that all works, how it's going to work and play out. But it looks interesting. Looks like you're going to be creating your own little pathway across your boards. Everybody playing on the same boards ultimately is my guess. Don't know how you're going to be drawing all the different cards, but you got so many different cards here. Different things that are going to be happening, different animals, different leaves, different sprouts, different pathways, and all those are going to come together and make it one crazy game, or like a lot of fun in creating your world, essentially. There's a lot of games that are similar to this that, at least based on first glance, that look similar in that you're always building like your own land, your own path, but you have to like work together to make sure that it is in harmony enough to get you the points that you need to ultimately win. Because like I'm guessing you're going to want the creatures, because the creatures are going to be great, but then they also might have like the negative effect of losing different leaves, and if you lose out on the leaves, then you can't get to different creatures, etc. So there's just all sorts of different things in here. But it looks like there's beetles, there's butterflies, snakes, frogs, birds, and all sorts of different leaves. So you got all those. And then on the back of these ones, this looks like the different kinds of leaves. And I don't know if those coincide with the different seasons or something. I don't know if they play in seasons on this one, but that's the symbol on the back of these cards. And it looks like we have a leaf. A little lavender. Nice. So leaves and lavender. And then you've got cotton, it looks like, or these little flowers, orange flowers. And then just the variations that are within all of the available buddings and leaves and stuff that will happen. So different cards will allow you to do different things, which will ultimately allow you to grow and create your own Moorland with more stuff on it. You know how that goes. All right, and this is like, I'm guessing where it's watering. So it's double-sided, so you have the dark letters on one side, you'll have the light letters on the other side, but like based on that, you're gonna have watering on maybe just straight spaces or something like that. And then watering on the T spaces. But it looks like you have the 4 different places because you have your 4 different actual land tiles. And based on how that goes, it's gonna get watered for the different types of cards you have on them. So there's only 4 of those. Now, there is in here, oh my gosh, okay. For freshness, of course, we've got the silica gel. Let's pull that off to the side. And there's a whole slew of different things. And it looks like it's all the stuff that we have just seen on the cards. I cannot even hold all this, but you're gonna have like the little leaves here. You got your water droplets, obviously. And then you got your cotton or whatever it is. You got your lavender, giant mushroom, question mark? I'm not entirely sure. But that might be like the player whose turn it is first or whatever. It's the player marking. But you just have a whole slew of all the different tokens. These are wood tokens, so looks like they're pretty thick and pretty sturdy, so they should hold up pretty nicely. But just tons of tokens in this little box here. And that's it. There's like nothing else in the box, just the giant mushroom to indicate who gets to start the round or something like that, and then all of the different pieces. So there you have it for those. And that's literally everything that's in here. So we've got all the different cards that they tried to hold together with these fairly unsuccessfully, but it's okay. It's all good. And then your score sheet, rule book, and there you have it for Moorland. This looks like a kind of fun little game of creating your own world, bringing different creatures in, trying to get more flowers, more vegetation, the things that you need to be able to come out on top over your opponents. But looks fun. Again, it is a 2 to 4 player game, 45 to 60 minute play time, suggested and recommended age of 10 and up. So looks fun, looks simple. I'm excited to bust it out and actually get a good playthrough on this one, and we will throw that up on the channel once we get to that point. But if you like the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for future notifications on any and all videos coming out in the future, as well as future streams of us playing through these different games. But we will catch you next time on Game Night Tonight.